Yes, if I confirm, it's your boy Foxy P in the building. I like your boy. The chopper of them on the fryer plantain. Yes, 1995, 1999 Gidigbo champion. First Igbo governor of Lagos State. But once yes, can I say yes, we fit. Yes, for I confirm. Yes, Father, confirm. I want to welcome you once again to another episode of the Africa Today show with your tout Foxy P in the building. I like your boy, chopper of them on the fryer of plantain. This is Black History Month, so I don't know whether any of you are following this thing. We're here in America, so Black History Month is February. People are usually vexing sometimes. They're like, wow, why they decide to give us the shortest month in the year? That's a food for thought. But this is Black History Month, and already this Black History Month is going haywire. We already saw what happened right there in Super Bowl when they did an advert where they used Martin Luther King's speech to try to sell Dodge trailer. That's their truck, all this their flatbed truck. They try to use that thing to sell it, and people were like, "Dang, that same speech that Martin Luther King gave." If you read the remaining of it, you will now start to understand that he was speaking against commercialization of everything. He was speaking against the whole idea that we live in a country, America here, where everything is just for profit. Every single thing, they want to chook their hand inside your pocket. If it's possible, sir, for them to reach into your bank account and take the money out. You guys know what I'm talking about now. These days, I don't even know when insurance collect their money. Boom! They're taking it from my bank account before I can even tell them I want to pay. Confirm. My cable company, every single month they're sending me email and for $5 less we can give you $5 discount every month if you can just put in your credit card information, so we can just be doing automatic payment. Automatic what? How is this automatic? The day that I tire of you people, can't I just leave? They say no, we want to do automatic payment. To the extent that you have some people you have some credit card companies that will tell you that, yo, it's better for you to be able to do your direct deposits, so you can just be going directly into your credit card account. So that way you can just be using it to be making your payments. I'm like, dang. So people mean that I will work Monday to Friday. Saturday I'm supposed to be chilling. I'm already thinking about what work is going to come up on Monday, confirm. And I'll work. And the way you now want to reward me, your best idea is that same account where I'm putting my money. You want to go and start choking your finger inside. Oh, punish you. You know, so these are all the crazy things that's happening. And of course we have Black History Month right now, and one of the things that's going to bless us, ladies and gentlemen, Black Panther movie is about to come out, and I was so happy, I was so excited. Me myself, as a young boy that came from Lagos, Nigeria, I did not even know that we have a superhero that's black. Before I went, I was like, oh, the first black superhero. I was like, what are you guys talking about? I thought Shaft was a superhero. They said, no, that one's just a movie. I said, okay. I said, but I've seen black people that were a superhero before now. What about Jax from Mortal Kombat? They said, no. What about M. Bison from Street Fighter? They said, that one is just character. I said, okay. It doesn't make any sense now. Catwoman, this girl has gone to Halle Berry, went to go and act as Catwoman. Is it not part of, I mean, is it Catwoman or Storm that she was? I don't even remember. Maybe she was the both. Who knows? Nobody knows. But anyways, I was like, we've seen it. They said, no. The character was not always black. He's always been white and they move around. This is the first superhero that has always been black. I was like, dang. Black Panther, ladies and gentlemen. And not only that, I'm finding out that the character himself is African. They say he's from an African country, African village, African town, African kingdom, and I was very impressed. I was like, wow, this is actually amazing. And then they did a great thing too. The casting was really nice. The lead actor that they put there, it seemed like he's African. I like that. Of course, they have the guy from Get Out. You know that boy that was running, just trying to get out from that movie, confirmed. That boy, I heard is English, is British. But, you know, when you Wikipedia people, you know when you see somebody named that's same Daniel Kaluuya, I'm like, okay, hold on. I can see clearly that this boy is not the offspring of Queen Elizabeth. So where did he from come, you know? So I'm finding out that his parents, you know, he's a Ugandan boy. His parents are Ugandan, but he's born there in the UK and everything else. I'm like, okay, well done. And of course we have Lupita. Shout out to Lupita. That's our own Kenya baby, confirmed. That's our own. We love her for that. And also there's a whole bunch of other Africans too. We have Forest Whitaker. Yes, that's the guy that has won all kinds of awards and everything else. Forest Whitaker is an African. I will tell you right now. The reason why he's an African, number one, he went to go and act as that Ugandan guy that used to chop people body. You know what I'm talking about? Indian mean, yes. I want Indian mean. I want to Jayon. I want Indian mean. Yeah, he went to go and act as Indian mean and won an Oscar for that. And not only that, you know, he went to go and trace his bloodline. Him and Danny Glover. Come to find out that they are Igbo. So what did Igbo people do? They don't like give that title. I wasn't angry. In fact, if people want children's title, go and collect it when you're ready. Confirm. It's there for sale. You can go and buy it. And people always be fighting. How can they just go and be giving children's titles anyhow? Go and build house in your village. Go and build road. Go and build school. Whether they not give children's titles, do things that you're supposed to do and they will give it to you. It's not really a big thing. Nobody's saying that now you're in charge of the village, whatever. Nah, it's just a title. You know, just to appreciate somebody. Confirm. So I was really excited about that. However, I do have some fears about this movie. My number one fear is this. Yes, we have some African characters. Yes, we know that this superhero is supposed to be African. But please, I'm hoping they don't go and use that African accent that they be using in a lot of these American movies. What am I talking about? You guys have seen Coming to America. That accent that they just be using, like, she's your queen to be. Your queen to be. You person Coming to America, confirm. Yeah, that African accent is what I'm afraid of. I hope they don't use all those African accents. Like, Sammy, where are you going? You know what you're doing. We are always here. You did it. All that accent that just sound like a mixture of an ape that's talking to a human being. You know, it's like that cross. I don't like it. That animalistic jargon that they don't be spitting. You know, just talk regular. Nobody, when they act all this Indian movie, you guys don't really go too hard to kind of be getting the accent. Just say it how you want to say it. Nobody's really fighting with you, confirm. Just speak your English. Already recognize the fact that English is not an African language. So anyhow you can say it, say the words, say the lyrics, say the lines that were written for you, and move on. Don't go and be giving us that Kungu Kalapita. Oh, you want to come and fight with me? Oh, I will not let you. People have seen that accent in many movies. I don't know whether you guys have seen that movie where they talked about Liberian warlord, Lord of War. Yeah, that movie. I thought it was actually amazing, but then I didn't like the guy that they had playing like the Charles Taylor character. You know, the accent that he was using. A lot of times they make all these, you know, accents up and everything else. You know, even Forrest Whitaker when he played Idi Amin, you know, they tried to kill me. Don't kill me. Just leave it alone. Just say it in your regular dialect, you know. At least we thank God that people don't have Igbo people playing the Africans. I don't know whether you guys remember that movie that they made about 10 Commandments a couple of years ago where everybody was white. Every single person, Pharaoh was white too. Even the woman that's playing Sheba was white. All the Nefertiti, everybody was white. Then they just keep making jokes of like our heritage, and you know, but then recently something happened and I opened my own eye. I was not like, dang, not only are they trying to change the depiction of our heritage, but they're not trying to change our own history. Confirm. I don't know whether you guys heard this news where they recently now went and mapped out the face of Queen Nefertiti. Queen Nefertiti is one of those ancient pharaoh women, and there's even people are saying, if you ever follow all that Egyptian, you know, mythology and history or whatever, they talk about the fact that not only was she a queen, but even after her husband died, it's possible that she now became a pharaoh too. Confirm. So I was like, dang. So they now did a scan of her face. You know how people do? They do a scan and everything. They try to now recreate what this person probably looked like. And then they made a bust of her based off of what they thought. And when they unveiled it, I was like, damn it. This woman is an Oyibo woman. Who would have even thought it? Who would have thought that the queen of old Egypt, I'm talking about like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 years ago, when you open her face, she looks like a woman that was born here in New York. I was like, dang. Who would have thought that, you know, the queen of Egypt was actually from Finland? Who would have thought that she was a full-blown white woman, knows everything? Knowing fully well that there's a lot of changes that they've made trying to hide the history. A lot of times people want to be fighting whether the old Egyptians were black. You know, they don't want you to say too much, because if you now agree that the old Egyptians were black, you might now start saying that people in the Middle East back then were black. If you now start saying that, you now say, people that were living in Jerusalem were black. If you say that, then that means that young man from Nazareth, Jesus Christ, was black. They don't want you to do that. They want that long blonde hair, blue-eyed Jesus to still be shining. So off of that, they don't want that. And then also to help with all this kind of motion, you can also see that the people in North Africa, I'm talking about the Egyptians, Tunisians, Algerians, all of those people, they themselves, they will not agree to be black. If you want to understand real racism, you saw what happened in Libya right there, where they are selling their own Nigerian and Ghanaian brothers and sisters. It's because they don't really look at us like we have any kind of connection. They look at us like, now does this land, now him join us, so let's keep it real. You people are black, we white. were light-skinned Arab, confirmed. So if you look at the history, if you go all the way back to like the time of Nasser, you know, Nasser was a general who was he was the president of Egypt, and he had one of his main guys who they used to do all their coups and everything else. His name was Sadat. If you ever go and look it up, you know, look this thing up. So anything I tell you guys, go look it up. Sadat was a black Egyptian general that when he now took over, when Nasser died, Sadat took over as the president of Egypt, or the leader of Egypt. People were making all kinds of jokes about him. His race played a huge factor. Nasser died of a heart attack, so Sadat now came and took over. As soon as the guy took over, they said, hey, we now have Nasser's monkey is now leading us. It hurt them so much, the fact that this guy was a black man. Now, of course, eventually he was killed, he was assassinated. It wasn't even a coup in the real sense of a coup where they come and say, look, we're taking over. No, he was doing a military parade. That as he was doing the parade, like someone just came with live gun, just shot him and killed him right there. So a lot of times people look at it and say it's because of his color, the skin tone was a problem. So if you know anything about the history of North Africa, please, ladies and gentlemen, always remember that race is a big thing. So I was not expecting any Egyptians to stand up and be like, damn, how would you come and say our queen was a white woman, knowing fully well that they themselves want to identify as white people? You know, you're watching all these things, you're watching all these TV shows and things that they're talking about, you know, Egypt, and you look at Mubarak and all these people, you look at their wives, they'll be dyeing their hair blonde and everything else. And I'm like, dang, like, you know, if you dye your hair blonde and doing all these things, maybe you picture yourself as a European woman. So they're not going to fight about it, because let's keep it real. Yeah, they are the Egyptians now, but me, myself, I will venture out there and throw something out there and be like, is it possible that maybe like 4,000, 5,000 years ago, knowing fully well that it's usually black people that were there, maybe these people that are there now, they just migrated, because, you know, you can just cross over that Suez Canal and all those kind of places from the Middle East, crossing over into Africa, North Africa. It's not that difficult. So you are the descendant. The reason why Egyptians and Nigerians, we have so much difference, but the Egyptians tie themselves closer to people in Saudi Arabia. It's called that Arab thing. So when you talk about Arab nations, they carry their hand up. When all those things was happening in was that 2011, 2012, when they had that fighting, where they had the uprising, where, you know, Tunisia, Egypt, you know, Algeria, Libya, all those countries now had the upheaval, all the rioting and everything else that's still even going on in Syria right now. What do they call it? They call it Africa Spring. They call it Arab Spring. So to them, they believe that they're over different people. So they're not going to come out and fight that, yo, you switched up the color of our queen. They're not going to ever fight that. But that's not even the point I'm trying to make, ladies and gentlemen. The point I want to make is this. Why is it that every single year we'll be hearing news of, oh, they've dug into another pyramid and they were able to find another pharaoh's body? And then they bring up the body, they take picture, they excavate, they do all kinds of things. You know, sometimes if you're like King Tut, for instance, they now take your body on tour. There was a tour here in America for how many years, where they were taking things from the grave, you know, some bones, some this, some that, taking it on tour and showing the dead body of a king, a royalty from centuries, millennia ago. But till today, I've never ever seen any white people go and dig up any of their king. Don't they know where King Henry V was buried? Don't they know where King James that wrote the Bible, that went to go and translate Bible, don't they know where he was buried? How come they cannot go and dig up their own king? But you see them in Africa, very eager and willing to dig up our own kings. Is it their fault or is it our own? And that's the question for you guys. Is it our fault as Africans that we allow these foreigners to come in and uproot pieces of our history and take it back with them? Knowing fully well that, forget about what happened during colonization time. The fact that some of the biggest, most iconic pieces of our history were taken from us. That head that you put, that Benin head, till now, Shebi is still in the museum in London. They still haven't brought it back to us. Yeah, that one they chanced us, they took it away. But right now, when everybody's eyes open, I still don't understand why we allowed them to still come take not just pieces of our heritage, but pieces of our culture, pieces of our history. And then you do that, you now start opening grave. Have you no respect for the dead? You won't do that to your own king. So why are you doing it to our own? So that's a question for you guys. Why is it that we as Africans still allow this kind of things to happen? As I talk whenever I end this show. Anything we know die in a vulture, and when in doubt, remember the ginger is in Tana. Ginger.